Hello student, in this video actually I am going to discuss a small topic that is about joint application development. So it is one type of application development environment. There is another topic that is associated with or similar topic, that is prototyping based methodologies, which we have discussed in previous videos about prototyping, what is prototyping, and types of prototyping, and advantages, disadvantages. All of that has been discussed in the video which has been made about prototyping. You can get that in the Google Classroom. But in this video, I am going to discuss about this one topic only. So what it is, we'll get to know. So if you read this, suppose if you go like this, Z or joint application development, or sometimes it is called as joint application design, is a methodology that involves the client. In this methodology that involves the client or end user in the design and development of an application through a succession of collaborative workshops called JAD sessions. That is about JAD, Joint Application Development. Joint is in between the user and the client. Client is nothing but the user also, who are using the or who are going to use your system. So the method is like that. You need to gather the information. This technique also falls under information gathering techniques. So it's it involves like a succession of collaborative workshops called Z sessions. System development personnel at IBM, system development personnel at IBM developed Z in late 1970s. So you can see that it is way 1970 has been developed by the company IBM and began teaching the approach through workshops in 1980. So through the workshops, different workshops, it came to the public by using various teaching approach like workshops. And as the system grew in size and complexity, when you develop a information system, your system, suppose your plan to develop a system in a bigger way, then obviously the time passed while you creating or developing your system, the size of your system, or you can say amount or volume of information or working hour or effort or development time will grow in size, and also along with that the complexity of whole process. So it becomes impossible to make it one shot pass through stages. So that is why it becomes like impossible to complete the whole stages of your system development in one shot. So developers were always looping back and reading things to come up with a system that satisfies the user. So in earlier days, developers try to look back, means the developer try to go to the past or past work and try to find out the loopholes or any other drawbacks, and try to again do the things so that and reading the things to come up with a system that satisfies the user, so that the doing those type of looping back work can help to build a system, such a system that type of system satisfy the users. In response to this limitation, system developers apply a technique called prototype. So prototype is that type of technique also. So like joint application development. So as we have already discussed the prototype concept, you can relate these 2 points. Z and prototype are similar level kind of thing, which are used to just know how your system will work better for the user. That is the main finding of this application, or you can say methodologies. So for joint application development can replace a series of interviews with user community. JAD is a technique that allows the analyst, here you can see here, it allows the analyst to accomplish requirements analysis that we have discussed in the previous video. So while we are trying to find the requirement analysis, JAD can help you a lot. And also in the designing the user interface with the users in a group meeting. So JAD is nothing but is simply a group meeting through which you can understand the requirement, you can analyze the requirement, and you can design the user interface with the user's help through group meeting. So brings together key users. So here through this JAD meeting, or you can say joint application development, you can bring together key users like users, managers, system analysts as a whole in a single point. So purpose is that, purpose we have already discussed, a purpose of joint application development in case of collecting the system requirements, or you can say fact finding techniques simultaneously from key people like users, managers, system analysts. Objective of this process is to analyze the existing system, obtain user input and expectation, and also document user requirements like the SRS document for the new system. And end result is that documentation detailing existing system, means that is the SRS document can be the end result, features of proposed system. And through these JAD sessions you can create, or you can understand what are the features need to be included in the proposed system. So here lots of things you can learn, or you can find through JAD session. The objective is to analyze the existing system. What are the existing system in the market? What are their drawbacks? What are their advantages? What are their loopholes? And also along with that you can obtain user inputs and expectations. What user expect from your system, and also what are the requirements. You can document those things for the new system. So those are the objective, and as a whole we can say the purpose is to collect system requirements simultaneously from key people in a single meeting, and end result is that we can document the whole thing detailing the existing system, and also we can lay out the list of features that can be included in your proposed system. So who are the participants can be in the JAD session, or what are the roles of this thing? So during the development process of your system, the IT staff would collect information from users, define system requirements, and construct the new system. So suppose the scenario is like that. During the development process of your system, the IT staff will collect information from users, and using those information, those IT staff will try to define the system requirements and try to construct the new system. At various stages of the process, the developing process, the IT staff might ask users to review the design. Obviously, when you are building something, at many stages you would like to ask how the design is working for the users, and you would like to directly confront with the users. So, and in that way they would like to have the comments from the users, and also any changes they want or they desire in the system. So all those things, or all those information will be gathered by IT staff from the users. So those things will be needed at various stages of the development process. IT personnel now recognize that successful systems must be user oriented. Obviously, we know that whenever you develop an information system, that system needs to be user oriented, user friendly. And in that case only, in that point, if you focus that point of user oriented, you know that obviously while making the software or while making the information system, we need to involve the user thoroughly and formally and or informally. We can do both way. We can involve the user formally or we can involve the user informally at every stage of your system development. One popular strategy for user development is a ZAD team approach. That is why ZAD is coming in this picture. ZAD team means Joint Application Development Team approach, which involves a task force of users, managers, and IT professionals that work together to gather information. So here it's like a workshop, or you can say it's like a meeting where these personnel will be there, like users, managers, IT professionals that work together to gather all those information we need at various stages of your software development and discuss the business need and define the new system requirements. So that is all about ZAD. ZAD is nothing but it's like a meeting or a workshop where these key persons meet at some point to discuss and to gather the information and analyze the business need and how to define the new system requirements so that the whole information system meet the desired level of user need. So again, you can say here a Z team usually meets over a period of days. So that type of thing, Z team comprised with these parts. Here you can see team involves a task force of users, managers, and IT professionals. So here you can see a Z team usually meets over a period of days, so that duration might be longer, or weeks in special conference room or at an off-site location. Obviously that might happen because then that type of meeting need to be very thorough, and Z participants should be insulated from distraction of day-to-day operation. Obviously, those in that case of Z participants should be insulated from the distraction because everything, every information, every analysis need to be very thorough, and all the participants need not to be distracted by other activities. So objective is to analyze, main objective always about Z is that to analyze the existing system, obtain user input, expectation, and document user requirements for the new system. So here you can see what are the participants and roles. Project leader will always be there in the Z meeting. Top management, managers, users, system analyst, other IT staff members, and recorder who will record all those facts. So here you can see for project leader, development agenda acts as facilitator and leads the Z session, and there might be top management which provides enterprise level authorization or support for the project, like in a cost or any other resources. This management people will support for the project, and managers provide department level support for the project and understanding of how the project must support business functions and requirements. And there is users. User is the most important part, provide operational level input. So here you can see at different level these are the participants. Project is the center, you can say, who facilitate other participants. Top management is the higher level of the hierarchy, manager is the department level hierarchy, and user at the operational level, input on current operations, desired changes, input, output requirements, user interface issues, and how the project will support day-to-day tasks. And then there will be system analyzed, whose work is like to be like analyze everything, whatever happening, analyze everything, and other IT staff members provide technical assistance and resources for Z team members on issues such as security, backup, hardware, software, and network capability. And a recorder documents results of JAD session and work with system analysis to build system models and develop case tool documentation. So here also case tool comes in the picture. That recorder actually try to documents results of JAD session and work with system analysis, with the help of system analyze to build system models and develop case tool documentation. Means what type of tool will be needed, that type of documentation will be done by the recorder. So preparing for the JAD session, it's like time commitment, half day to several weeks. So it might be longer times also, it might be shorter time also. Strong management support is needed to release key participants from their usual responsibilities. Careful planning is also essential. So here you can see what are the roles and agenda as per their. Suppose here you can see project leader, top management, and again project leader, an open discussion session, Z team members working in smaller group sessions supported by IT staff, then the group leaders, open discussion session, project leader. So those type of agenda can be included in a JAD session, and against each agenda what type of things will be discussed or worked out. So this is the scenario of a JAD session. JAD is nothing but, you can say, it's just a workshop or a meeting to understand the needs and desires of users so that your information system work out better in the market. So JAD advantages and disadvantages, like allow key users to participate effectively. When properly used, JAD can result in a more accurate statement of system requirements, a better understanding of common goals, and a stronger commitment to the success of the new system. And the disadvantages is more expensive and can be cumbersome if the group is too large related to the size of the project. So you can understand what is the disadvantage and what is the advantages. So that is all about JAD. I just want to give a brief idea about this topic, which has not been done in the previous one video because of the time constraint. So I would like to that is why I would like to give you this through this video. You please go through it. If you have any doubt also, please ask me. I will try to resolve it over Google Meet. So thank you.